Look where we are, guys.
World Golf Village.
Home of what?
The King and the Bear!
I don't know who they are, but they sound like fun. Hey, it's Pat Largo, and thank you for watching The Average Golfer Show. And today, a special treat. We are in beautiful St. Augustine, Florida, at the World Golf Village Resort. And here's our head pro, Tim Cooper. And Tim, I gotta tell you, first off, thanks for being with us.
Oh, it's my pleasure,
This
Pat.
is fantastic.
You bet.
I have been here almost 40 years now in Florida, and this is only my second time in St. Augustine, and my first time here. We are at the King and Bear, and there's two courses here, and I'm gonna let Tim describe both courses.
Well, thanks, Pat. I appreciate that. We do offer two 18-hole championship golf courses here at the World Golf Village Resort. We've got the King and Bear, which is where we are today, and we also have our sister course, the Slammer and Squire, which is located adjacent to the World Golf Hall of Fame, about 3 miles due east of us here at the King and Bear. Both are wonderful layouts. As you probably well know, the King and Bear is unique in the fact that it's the only golf course in the world co-designed by Jack Nicklaus and Arnold Palmer. And with Mr. Palmer's unfortunate passing last year, it will forever remain the only golf course co-designed by those two gentlemen, the World Golf Hall of Famers. The Slammer and Squire was designed by Bobby Weed in conjunction with Gene Sarazen, and also with that was the Slammer,
Sammy
Sam
Snead.
Yeah, can't forget about Sam. So yes, it was a co-design between Bobby Weed and Sam Snead and Gene Sarazen, the Slammer and the Squire.
Now think about that. You've got one course with all these golf legends, right? But no, you have two courses. Palmer Nicklaus on one, and Snead and Sarazen, no pushovers, on the other course, and they're both right here in St. Augustine.
We have a director of agronomy who oversees both properties, so you're going to get the same great quality turf and bunker conditions at both facilities, as well as the overall experience of the outside staff and our PAs, our player assistants, and our greeters. So you're going to get a very similar experience between the two, and very similar turf conditions between the two. Slammer and Squire is a little bit shorter overall, a little bit tighter off the tee, and a little more challenging around the greens. Whereas King and Bear, a little bit more grand in design, a little bit longer, almost 7,300 yards from our tips. But it is a little bit more wide open off the tee and a little bit more generous around the greens. So really, it just depends on what you're looking for. If you're looking for more accuracy and more shot shaping, Slammer and Squire is probably going to fit you better. Okay. If you're looking to hit that long ball and be able to really kind of test your limits, King and Bear will be your best option.
So for we average golfers, though, we want something more forgiving. So probably King and Bear, like you said, a little wider fairways, just a little more, like if we do slice one or hook one, we might be okay. Because once you said tighter fairways, I started having cold sweats. One other thing, golf related, we also have not too far from your courses here is the World Golf Hall of Fame, correct?
Absolutely.
And we're going to be visiting that a little bit later today. This is a big day for us today. Very exciting here in St. Augustine. And I believe I read on your website that they do induct players and people who've been involved with golf over the years. When do they, like what time of year do they do that?
Sure. The World Golf Hall of Fame, which we are partners with, they do inductions every 2 years, right around the time of players, right before the players in May. So that's the kind of the traditional date that they do the inductions. But certainly any time of the year, the World Golf Hall of Fame is a treat. I would probably budget somewhere between 2 to 4 hours to go through the hall to have a memorable experience there. And it is great having that so close by because folks coming from Tampa or really around the world can experience both golf courses as well as the Hall of Fame in a weekend. It makes for a great golf experience, not just here on the golf course, but also off the course.
That sounds beautiful. I can't wait. And also now we always talk about at the end of our shows, and it makes sense too, when you're the average golfer or beginning this incredible game of golf, to always seek out your local golf professional, like Tim Cooper here, if you're in St. Augustine at the King and the Bear. Would you go with that, or would you say anything else people can do when they're first starting out, range-wise, taking their time? I've seen people beat 100 balls in 15 minutes with a driver, thinking that's practice.
Yeah, absolutely.
And what do you recommend just for people who just, just want to start the game but not screw up and get themselves all mad and ticked off and go?
Yeah, well certainly as a Class A PGA professional, I do recommend that people do see their local PGA professionals. We're the experts in the game and the business of golf. But more so than that, where I see a lot of beginning golfers make the mistake of is they'll practice the same club over and over and over and over again, which isn't the way you play golf. I haven't found any course where I'm hitting a driver 20 times in a row or a 7-iron 20 times in a row. So I would encourage golfers to incorporate not only rote practice, but also incorporate a little bit of what we call transition practice, and that is practicing the way you play. In other words, not hitting the same club over and over and over to the same target, but mixing your clubs up and varying your targets. Hitting a driver to that far flag, and then hitting maybe your approach shot with an 8-iron over to this flag, and maybe a wedge to this flag. That way you get to feel more of what the actual game of golf is like, as opposed to hitting the same club over and over and over again.
And that's just great advice. So I mean, again, and see your local PGA professional. If you're in St. Augustine, like I said, Tim Cooper right here. This guy is a master teacher. Him and his folks, and that's how you're supposed to do it in any market, any state you're in. If you're playing this beautiful game of golf, Tim Cooper, thank you so much.
My pleasure, Pat,
for having us out here.
Absolutely.
And like I tell the average golfers, no matter how you play, that's why God invented beer. Just keep drinking. And we're out here at the World Golf Village Resort with the Average Golfer Show. Thanks so much for watching.